Okay, you gotta say it with me.
I'm not saying meow to y'all.
You gotta say it.
I'm not saying it.
Meowdy, y'all.
Bet.
All right, meowdy, y'all. It's me, Shady.
I'm Kyle.
This is my boyfriend. He's normally behind the camera, but he's decided he's gonna come in front of the camera with me, and I'm very excited to spend time with him. So, true crime. I know a lot.
I know nothing.
So, we're gonna play a game, true or false crime. We got 4 true crime, like murderers/murders, whatever. And each one has 5 questions. So, 20 true crime questions. And yeah, we'll see where we land. What do you know about the Golden State Killer?
Was he in California?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, so between the years 1973 and 1986, an evil haunted California. At least 13 murders, 50 rapes, and 120 burglaries were committed by one man, the Golden State Killer.
What years were these between?
1973 and 1986. You know how people were like...
Yeah, I think true. That could happen.
No, that's just my intro.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's all true.
Well, I'm off to a great start.
No, I'm sorry, I should have told you. No, that's just like my, like, so you know what happened, you know?
I'm just saying, if she was misleading, please put it in the comments.
All right.
Turning your audience against you. Episode 1, let's go.
It's like, you're like one of my subscribers. Okay. So first question. He was known by 2 other 3-letter acronyms in addition to GSK, Golden State Killer.
I'm going to go with true.
It is true.
Yeah.
He was also known as the East Area Rapist and the Original Night Stalker. Called the Original Night Stalker because, like, later on there was this guy called the Night Stalker. I think it was, like, Richard Ramirez. I don't know. I didn't, like, take that many notes. I kind of just took notes on the questions, and then I was like, I'll wing it from there.
Is that the guy who made Dawn of the Dead?
So maybe it wasn't Richard Ramirez.
No, that was John Ramirez. George Ramirez.
Okay. Anyways, there wound up being another murderer in California called the Night Stalker, so they had to change him to the Original Night Stalker. So he's EAR, East Area Rapist, and ONS, Original Night Stalker. So he was called like EAR ONS. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Question 2. It took 4 years to connect EAR to ONS, which is whenever he took on Golden State Killer. This was after the crime, so 1990, they started calling him the Golden State Killer because they connected that they were the same person.
I'm going to say false.
It is false. How'd you know? What's your reasoning?
I feel like if this is such... Because those numbers were super large, so they had to see these 2 guys doing some stuff, and they're like, this makes sense that it might be the same guy.
So you think it took them less time?
Yeah.
No, it took them 15 years. They didn't connect them until 2001 with DNA testing.
Wow, I had way too high hopes for these guys.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, no, they were not figuring it out.
They might have been doing their best.
They're doing their best. He was, like, also connected to, like, some other, like, small stuff. Like, I think he was, like... He had, like, a couple other names. Like, for, like, 2 or 3, like, rapes or murders. You know what I mean? But nothing like EAR ONS. And then Golden State Killer.
Yeah, I gave them way too much credit.
Oh, yeah. That's the fun thing about true crime. It's, like, a lot of police incompetence. All right. So, question 3. Oh, wait, no. Okay, yeah. Question 3. His spree ended in 1986 during a shootout with police where he killed himself.
I'm going to say true. That seems like how a lot of serial killers end themselves.
It's false.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I threw it in there, because that is how a lot of serial killers end themselves. No. I made that up. So, question 4.
Wait, didn't he just, like, get away with it?
What?
Like they never... No, they did find him, because you told me... something about DNA testing. They found like his cousin or something.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Getting ahead of yourself. Okay, question 4. The Golden State Killer was a truck driver, and that's why he was able to evade police for so long. Like, commit a murder, like, while you're in town, and then he, like, dips.
False. That was the guy in Alaska.
No, there's actually several of those. But this one is not one.
Okay.
Hold on, what was my last question? Oh, yeah. He was actually a police officer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so...
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He did that between 1973 and 1986. And then the reason he stopped is because he moved and, like, got a wife and, like, had a kid. And so he just, like, stopped all the raping and murdering and burglary. 120 burglaries that he's connected to. And he just stopped all that because he had, like, a wife and kid and moved.
How much did he steal? Or was the burglary to, like, rape people?
Like... He was already in there doing the rape and may as well steal as well? Or, like, he was doing the stealing and then, oh, shit, there's a person, may as well do a rape and a murder?
Well, I was saying, like, was it just those? Or was it, like, sometimes he raped, sometimes he stole?
Yeah. Sometimes he raped. Well, I mean, there's 120 burglaries and 50 rapes. So, like, sometimes he stole, sometimes he did both, sometimes he did one, sometimes there was a murder thrown in.
It's a weird Venn diagram.
Yeah, it really is. And it's just, like... 120 burglaries, man. The 70s were wild. And early 80s.
I mean, they didn't really have much burglar alarms and stuff. Home security.
Yeah. People left their door unlocked. Fucking idiots. All right, last question. The Golden State Killer's defense and confession included attributing his atrocities to a man named Jerry, who was an inner personality that forced him to commit these crimes.
Seems like something someone would say. Yeah, I'm going to say true.
It is true.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
I'm just doing a bad job of coming up with these questions.
No, it's good. I definitely have to question a lot of it, but I'm just like, does this seem like something someone would do?
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, this dude's wild. Okay, so what do I write? He was finally caught. He was finally caught in 2018 due to DNA evidence. So
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. His name, Joseph something D'Angelo. D'Angelo.
So you're telling me for nearly 40 years.
This dude got away with it. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, his, like, shot, his, like, picture on the Wikipedia is him, like, in his mugshot, and he's, like, an old man. So
he got away with, like, 300 crimes.
Yeah. So he only got tried, I think, for the murders because the statute of limitations had run out on the burglaries, and I'm not sure on the rapes. I'm pretty sure... I know they got him on the murders.
I think 40 years is too long for a rape.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well...
Yeah. Soapbox.
But, yeah, so what they did was, like, they tested the DNA, and they were like, all right, whoever did all these rapes and murders and burglaries had this great-great-great-grandparent. Mm-hmm. You know, like, this person in 40, you know? So they, like, narrowed it down to, like, 10 to 20 people due to, like, age. And then it got down to, like, 2 people, him and, like, somebody else. But the other guy was able to exonerate himself or unguiltify himself.
I don't think that's a word.
Innocent himself. Prove his innocence through through the DNA of, like, another relative. So then it was, like, only him.
God bless DNA.
Yeah. But seriously, this guy, yeah, like 35 years. Anyways, yeah, so that's Golden State Killer. Yeah, it's fun. All right, who's next? Ooh, okay. Case number 2. In 1947, Elizabeth Short was found murdered in Los Angeles, California. You may know her better as the Black Dahlia.
Okay.
What do you know about Black Dahlia?
Honestly, I thought Black Dahlia was the murderer and not the person who was murdered.
She was known by that, like, at the local, like, motel or corner store or something.
Why?
It's 1947, bro. Like, I don't fucking know.
That's fair. But yeah, I thought that was the murderer, like the Zodiac Killer. That was, like, their nickname.
Yeah.
So Nothing.
Okay. All right. So, question number 1. Her right hand was severed and never found.
True?
False.
Oh.
That was from JoJo.
Yeah, I thought that. I was like, did they base Kira off Black Dahlia?
No. All right. That was just me. It's from JoJo. Number 2. She had cuts in and on her cheeks like the Joker.
That seems false.
It's also true.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait. That one's true. Yeah, that one's true. They were like 2.5 to 3 inches. Like one was 2.5, the other one was like 3. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Not doing as well this round.
That's okay. I prefer it that way. Question number 3. She was found bisected at the waist. That means like...
Yeah, I know.
Like there's like a foot. Not like a human foot.
I'm going to say false. That seems like a lot of work.
True.
Really?
That's why this case was so popular, is because it was so gruesome.
So he did both?
Yeah. Bisected at the waist. She was dumped on the side of the road. The person that found her, it was like a mother and daughter out for their walk. And like the mom thought it was like a mannequin. Because,
yeah,
you know, like, yeah, you don't expect to see that. So, yeah, dude. Fucking crazy. All right. Question.
Did they ever say why? Like both of those things happened?
We'll continue the tale.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a journey. All right, question 4. Her case was recently solved in 2016 with DNA testing, but the murderer already died in prison in 1975.
Seems too specific. True.
False.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing better. All right. Question 5. Last one. Elizabeth Short's murder prompted the formation of a sex offender registry in California, the first one in the nation.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. 1 out of 5.
Yeah, so they never caught whoever did it, which, you know, it's probably a white guy. Like, that's like a thing with like race and sex. They never caught whoever did it, and it was super gruesome, so it got like a ton of media attention. And she was like really pretty. She was like I think she was an actress. I don't know like how well she was doing or if that's true, but I mean, it's California, so like she probably does a little acting.
At least amateur.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it's the oldest unsolved case in California. Again, it's just based off my memory from reading this a few days ago, so like grain of salt. But yeah.
Okay.
It's really interesting, just like bisected at the waist.
Yeah, right? Like,
yeah.
That seems like a lot of work. I imagine the spine is really hard to get through.
Yeah.
Let alone all like the shit in between. Like, ugh.
Well, so what's crazy is I knew that, just like knowing that about Black Dahlia. I honestly didn't know about the cuts in the cheeks until I was researching for this video. And I was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah, I thought you were just fucking with me with that one.
No, man, like, yeah, I like read that and I was like, that's insane. To be fair, the Wikipedia does just say she had cuts from her mouth into her cheek, lacerations from her mouth into her cheek of 2.5 to 3 inches. I feel like that's all the way through, like the Joker, right?
It's gotta be.
Right.
I mean,
like,
lacerations are real deep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd just be called cuts.
Yeah. So the Wikipedia didn't say like the Joker, but I took some liberty there.
Yeah.
All right. Case number 3. In 1996, a 6-year-old beauty pageant queen was killed in Boulder, Colorado. Her name? JonBenét Ramsey. JonBenét Ramsey. What do you know?
That she had a Beanie Baby in the show. Oh my god, what is it called? Broad City. Thank you. That's it.
That's all you know about JonBenét?
Yes. Like,
oh my
god. She had a Beanie Baby, and it was worth a lot of money. And,
in Broad City. It's not a real Beanie Baby.
And Abby gave it to a woman who she fucked over.
Who was like then rich.
Yeah, then rich, which Abby could have used it better.
Yeah. Okay, that is true. You don't know anything about this case?
No.
Oh my god, it's so interesting.
I now know that it's a little girl who was kidnapped. So
we'll get to that. All right. JonBenét Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a big one. This is like, I mean, it's a big case. Okay, cool. So.
I know nothing about it.
Oh, it's so interesting. Question 1. There was a 2.5-page ransom note demanding $118,000, which was equal to the father's Christmas bonus, and had been written. Oh, and the note had been written and practiced on a pad within the home.
That sounds right. I feel like kidnappers are always people you know.
It is true.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that is true. So that was like part of the thing where like part of the suspicion about like who it could be would be like someone close to the family who would know that he had just gotten a bonus of $118,000.
And to have access to his legal pads?
It wasn't a legal pad. It was just like a regular like pad of paper. But you know, you can like do the like you do with a grave, there's like an indentation on the next page.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did like that, I assume. To find that they wrote like a practice note and then they like wrote like the actual note.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all this handwriting analysis. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
If we get into that, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah. And it was 2.5 pages, which is like
it's a long ransom note.
And very like not normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know for a fact someone like that had done things like this before was like, that's not normal. Like I've never seen that in my like 60 years of policing. And it's like, I love true crime. 2.5-page ransom note
doesn't happen.
Does not happen. That's like the crazy ramblings of a crazy person.
Yeah, that's a manifesto.
Yes. So wild. And that's question 1. Question 2. Ooh, $118,000. Several people attempted to claim the money, including their neighbor, a rival pageant mom, and the wife's estranged first husband. But none were able to produce JonBenet.
I'm going to say true. People are shitty.
It's false.
Really?
No one tried to claim the money.
I mean, that makes sense now that I think about it. Like, a lot of police investigation from those.
Well, we'll get into that. There's so much more. All right, question 3. JonBenet's body was not found in the home until 8 hours after officers arrived on scene.
I'm going to say false. She was never found.
Oh, true.
Really?
Oh my god, it's so interesting. We're going to finish this list and then I'm going to like tell you about it because it's like
Okay.
crazy. I don't want to like give away the next questions.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little tipsy and I want to like fuck up. All right, question 4. An early leading person of interest was Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
A neighbor who dressed up as Santa Claus and had been to the house the previous 3 years and had been on site a few days before the murder.
Honestly, that sounds ridiculous enough to where it has to be true.
It is true. Yeah. I just wanted to say person of interest was Santa Claus.
Goddamn Kris Kringle.
Yeah. So, last question. JonBenét Ramsey murder. Big case, big profile. There have been over 30 false confessions to the JonBenet murder.
I'm going to say false.
How many do you think it is?
4?
Yeah. There's only one that, like, had traction.
Yeah, because I feel like that's something that you don't want to confess to.
Well, so what's interesting is, like, false confessions are, like, a huge thing. Like, once you get caught for, like, a few murders, it's, like, you'll just admit, like, some of the murderers will just admit to, like, anything that, like, police throw in front of them.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a moral obligation with a lot of murders, though. Like, yeah, I murdered Frank down the street, but I'm not going to murder a little kid. Like, that's fucked. That
is fair, because she was a 6-year-old girl. That is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like...
No one wants to go to prison with people knowing that they killed a 6-year-old girl.
Yeah. It's like the Golden State Killer, where it's like, oh, we had this other, like, rape murder around the time. And he's like, yeah, sure, I fucking did that one.
Yeah.
You know? You're right. That is more common. Okay, so... No one attempted to claim the money. So here's the thing. There was this ransom note, right? $118,000 equal to JonBenet's father's Christmas bonus. I think like they were also in debt for a similar amount, but I'm not sure. So like disregard that, but also like they like could do with another $180,000.
Who couldn't?
Yeah, right. And then the ransom note was like, meet me at this place with that amount of money, and like no one ever showed. And then like the note was written in the house, and then they like called the police. The police weren't searching for JonBenet. At that point, they thought it was a kidnapping. And so they were just looking at points of entry. But then 8 hours after they had arrived, like a couple of people, the dad and I think like an uncle or something, like went through to like search the house like for JonBenet. Not police officers. The dad and another family member went through the house to search for JonBenet. And the dad found her in the basement. Like there was like another door. There were a few doors in the basement. And the dad found her in there. Sus, right?
Yeah.
My personal theory...
Was she dead?
Yeah, she was dead.
Okay.
So, like, there's the ransom note. No one came to claim the money at the, like, meetup location. The ransom note is 2.5 pages and was, like, written in the home. And then the body is found, like, in the home by the father hours after police arrive.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I think there was also something about, like, there's footprints up to a window. And she was a child beauty pageant.
Still, though.
Yeah.
Too many things link up.
My, like, the leading theory / my theory, there was a big investigation documentary style thing done a few years ago where they suggested that it was the brother that did it. She had a brother. And there's so many more, like, other, like, teensy little bits of information that I could give you. It just, like, it only gets weirder and, like, more, like, confusing. And so they suggested it was the brother. They posited it was the brother. And he sued them for defamation of character. Pretty sure he won. But, like, I don't know. You just, like, go back and, like, watch the interviews and stuff like that. It's, like, sus and weird. And, like, someone in that family, the family knows what happened. The family is not talking. And it's going to take someone in the family to talk to see what actually happened. One of the leading theories, but again, that was suggested by that documentary. Whereas, like, you also have to think the Golden State Killer, no one thought he was a police officer that moved. Yeah. You know? So, like, it's one of those things, like, we all think it's someone in the family, but, like, truth is stranger than fiction. Yeah. The other leading thing about why it was the brother... Oh... they think it was, like, an accident. Like, the brother, like they got into a fight, and the brother, like, accidentally killed her.
It's a hell of a fight. Like
one of those, like, pushed on the stairs, or, like, hit her over the... Like, it was, like, she was 6, I think the brother was, like, 9, maybe 12, somewhere in there. Like, old enough to, like, know better, but also, like, young enough that, like... I don't know. It's sus. It's weird and it's sus, and that's a big thing with the JonBenet murder. And, yeah.
So, at what point does the Beanie Baby get made?
There is no Beanie Baby. That was just for the show.
Oh,
okay. I remember telling you that.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever we watched it.
That's why I'm fucking
Okay. Yeah. No, that was just for the show, and, like, but honestly... Like, that was so funny. Like, you know what we're going to make? Merch off of this 6-year-old's murder from, like, 2 decades ago.
Honestly, it would probably sell out.
It would. Because it so would.
It's something that's so fucked up that people know that they can't make more than, like, 50 of them.
Oh, I was going to say 200. All right, yeah. I'll give you 50.
Whether it's 50 or 200, that still means there's a very limited amount. Yeah. And those things would be... valuable.
Yeah.
I could be informed as hell on this whole JonBenet murder thing.
It's insane. It's
JonBenét Ramsey?
Ramsey, yeah. It only gets crazier.
Yeah, but I could be so informed in this, but I'd still be like, I'm buying that fucking Beanie Baby. That's going to be worth hundreds of thousands. And I bought it for $9.99.
Okay, like a couple more things about the JonBenet murder. So there was like blood found in her panties, like 2 drops of like blood found in her panties that did not match any of the like 200 people they tried.
Did they test the family?
Yeah. Like they tested like everybody and like nobody matched. I'm pretty sure it was blood. There was also something about a hair in her underwear, but they went and did their laundry at a laundromat. So that was kind of like,
yeah, I mean, hair goes places.
Yeah, if you do your laundry at a laundromat, like you get stuff in your. Someone who's done her laundry at a laundromat and just kind of like shown up with like random pairs of like panties.
It happens.
Yeah. If they can misplace whole ass panties, like fucking hair too.
And how many times in like a washer is there gonna be people's hair going through there? And
it's crazy. So there's that. The note was very hypothesized, speculated. There was like a lot of conjecture that the note had been written by the mother. But several handwriting analysts ruled it out. But it's like, I don't know, have you ever like tried to write a note and like hold your pen different? Like,
even with your left hand.
Yeah. Like,
I tried for months to make myself ambidextrous with writing.
Yeah.
And I can write okay with my left hand, but it's so much different than my right.
Yeah. So like, or even like having someone else like write the note, like the practice note, and then like putting the paper over it and then copying over it. Yeah. Like that just changes like your indentation, you know, and like your like swoops. It's
no analysis could actually like find who that is.
Yeah. And I mean like that's very like did they do that? You know what I mean? Like did they go through all of that? But also there's this whole fucking thing with the ransom note.
A lot of sus.
It's lots of sus and someone's got to talk. Yeah. For it to be figured out. So yeah, JonBenet.
Who's next?
This is our last one. All right. This is our case number 4. Last one. 5 more questions. In 1993, David Glenn Lewis was killed in a hit and run in Washington State. Mm-hmm. So, question number 1. He was not from Washington, but Los Angeles, over 1,000 miles away. Hit and run as well. He was like walking along the side of the road. So like,
I'm saying that's true because that would make it like a weird true crime thing.
False. Shit. He was from Amarillo, 1,600 miles away.
That's way weirder.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hit me with them semantics.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, you did it for me with Metal Gear Solid.
That's fair.
All right. And I mean, like...
Which this video will probably come out before that, so spoilers.
Yeah. What Metal Gear Solid video? Okay. Question 2. It took 11 years for the body to be identified as David Glenn Lewis.
True?
True.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, he went missing and the body was found, and then it was like a cop investigating like cold cases that like recognized the descriptions.
I figured there had to be something weird about this case, otherwise it wouldn't be in the list.
It gets weirder.
I'm sure it does, but like...
I mean, no, it doesn't. These questions are all like normal.
Totally normal. It's fine.
All right. When David was reported missing, it looked as if he hadn't been home since his wife and daughter had also left 2 weeks earlier.
I'm gonna say false.
That is false. So his wife and daughter had gone to Dallas for shopping, and they were there for like a few days, but not like 2 weeks. The house had like 2 freshly made sandwiches in the fridge. And, like, his, like, yeah, like, ready to be eaten sandwiches. Like, you don't make a sandwich and then leave and go get killed. And
Especially
then go,
1,600 miles away.
yeah.
You would have to take a plane because, you know, with going from Dallas to Chicago, it's 1,000 miles, and that took 20-something hours.
Yeah.
For 1,600 miles, that would probably take nearly 2 days, especially with one person.
And it was like, you know what? Let's keep going. Let's
Yeah.
keep going. I don't want to give you too much. All right. Question 4. It was 6 hours between David pressing record on his VCR in his Amarillo home and being struck and killed in Washington.
My brain says false because that seems like too short of a time, but I'm going to say true because it's weird.
Yeah, it was actually 5.5, but I upped it to 6 because I said half on the other one. I didn't want to like fuck you with the halves. Be like, oh, I wonder if she says a half.
We're rounding.
Yeah. So there was a VCR player, VCR recorder, and I think it was a Super Bowl. I know it was a football game. I'm pretty sure it was a Super Bowl, but it had been pressed to record. It's reported that it wasn't one of the VCRs that you could set to program to record, but that like 5.5 hour between Amarillo and getting fucking killed, it's like kind of sus, but also like all we have is the police reports, and the police reports say that couldn't have been. So he pressed play. Oh, and it didn't end whenever the football game ended. Like, it had just kept recording until the tape ran out.
So clearly someone hit the play and then left.
Yeah. Hit play and then left. Sandwiches made for the game. 5.5 hours later, dead in Washington.
So this man took a plane. He had to have.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation.
Yeah.
To Washington. And that flight must take like 3.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. So he was out there only for like, and let's say you get there an hour ahead of time, get on your plane, go walk around for an hour, you just got immediately killed.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
It's crazy. All right, last question. His car was found the next day at the Amarillo airport. Inside, they found an overnight bag, a set of bungee cords, some that had blood that did not belong to David, and a fake Canadian passport.
I'm gonna say that's false.
That is false. Yeah, they did find his car the next day. It wasn't at the airport. It was like somewhere else, or maybe it was at the airport. Whatever. They found his car the next day, and like it did have. So between the home and the car was like his identifying information, his identification stuff.
Yeah.
They like found his keys and like his ID and stuff, and yeah, that's like all that's known.
Yeah, because I felt like if, there was bungee cords with blood on it, that means he committed a murder of some sort, and fake Canadian passport, and an overnight bag. That seemed like something that he would take with him on the plane. Even no matter how much he was rushing, he would take at least the Canadian passport and the overnight bag. Okay,
would you have believed it if I said it was rope with his blood on it, or with someone else's blood on it? Oh shit, what's my first one? Oh, duct tape. I felt like that was just too like serial killery,
Well, that wasn't the issue for me. The issue was the passport and the overnight bag, because again, if you're gonna panic and go on a plane somewhere and pack all that, you're not gonna forget it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bungee cord be damned. You're gonna leave your car there anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just didn't seem plausible.
Yeah, that one's still unsolved. So yeah.
So he could have gotten hit for no apparent reason.
Well, Okay, so there was also more about, like, he, like, bought a ticket from Amarillo to Dallas and then, like, Dallas to LA, but there was no, like, record of, like, an LA to Washington ticket. Or, like, it was, like, Amarillo to Dallas, Dallas to LA, and then, like, LA back to Dallas.
And LA is on the southern end.
South side, yeah. SoCal.
It would have taken...
Another plane ride.
At least.
Yeah.
Because it would have taken, like, 6 hours to drive to Washington from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not 6, but, you know, close enough.
Yeah. But there's also the fact that, like, they said it wasn't one of those ones you could, like, set to record.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, maybe it wasn't. Exactly. Or it's like, like what, you know?
Yeah.
And so, no one knows what happened. No one knows why he bought those tickets. No one knows why he was there.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. What do you think?
I think I've learned a lot about true crime and a lot of weird stuff going on.
It's so fun and so interesting. That's like what I enjoy about true crime is it's just like, what the fuck? And everyone's like, yeah, dude, what the fuck? And it's like, all right.
I still don't think it's really my vibe just because it feels very unsatisfying just for them to be like, yeah, all this interesting things happened. And no one knows why.
I completely understand. There was on Netflix this show. God damn it, what was it called? It was like, it wasn't Unsolved Mysteries, but it was like, it was like Cold Case Files.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, and like literally every single case was like, oh, we decided to test this for DNA. Like 90% of the cases, like, and it's like, that's not police work. That's just you going back and like, let's test the purse for DNA. Let's test this for DNA instead of like, yeah. So I know exactly what you mean. I enjoy the like, why, what, and why. And I enjoy the like speculation. And I kind of enjoy not knowing. There's kind of like fun in it. And like, okay, I do want to say like, there is a fun in it for me. It's like a speculatory, totally safe woman in 2020, you know, and like these are like real people's lives that were lost due to murders and tragedy, and that is like absolutely horrific. And like they do deserve like some like modicum of respect. Like imagine being 6 and being murdered and people are still like, here's what I think happened 30 years later, you know? Yeah, it's like, but also, you know, I don't quite know what I'm trying to say. I want to say that I would like to continue with true crime just because I think true crime is fun and it is interesting. But I do think there is lacking from the true crime world this amount of like respect towards the dead that does need to happen.
I feel like it's definitely fantasized.
Yeah.
Not so much like the killing, even though there are people who fantasize about Ted Bundy and such. But I think that it's, you know, fantasized about, you know, knowing the murder and explaining it like with JonBenét Ramsey.
Yeah.
More than recognizing that this is a 6-year-old girl who got murdered. And the investigation is interesting because of the whole thing. Yeah. But it's still a horrible tragedy. Yeah. Whether, like, the family murdered them or not, doesn't matter who murdered them. It's a 6-year-old that got murdered. Yeah. So. And
it sucks that the dialogue has changed from, oh my God, this poor 6-year-old to like, ooh, who murdered this 6-year-old? And it's like, that is like a human being person that was 6 years old. Exactly.
I can understand murdering an adult. Like a lot of adults do shitty things. Yeah. But a kid?
Yeah, there's an amount of innocence with like a kid. And yeah. So this true or false crime got way out of hand. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna probably separate like the true or false and then like the rant. Yeah. Just because like
Different issues.
Wow, did that
Yeah.
get way
Very
off topic?
Different demographics.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, this is Kyle.
Hello.
We are in love, but don't tell anybody.
I think we're telling a lot of people, or at least like 15.
I have 6 subscribers, so we're definitely telling 6. Well, one is you.
You have
I have
6 now?
5 subscribers. Well, one is you. I have 6. One is you. I'm pretty sure one is my mom. So it's 4 people I don't know.
Still 6 is good.
Did you subscribe on like other channels?
I've advertised.
Okay, cool. I'll take it. Anyways, I have 6 subscribers, so like, whenever you see me driving around my Beamer, just like, you know what happened.
What kind of car is a Beamer?
BMW.
Oh, okay.
Why? What?
Oh, I thought I would call you out on it.
Yeah.
Backfired, but you know.
Bitch, you thought, and I fucking knew. All right, we're gonna go eat some breakfast tacos. Meowdy, y'all. Wait, what's the like? How do you say goodbye in cowboy? Howdy. Adios? No.
I guess it would be.
What if I say like au revoir? Like au revoir?
I think it would be like hitting the trail.
We're gonna go carve that Oregon Trail, trying to get them their gold in them their hills, y'all.
I think we went back to Doug Dimmadome.
Oh my god, that was so bad. Okay,
Hitting them dusty trails.
well, I mean, I could just end it how like I normally in my videos.